Should I spark this up right now?
Ooh, damn, and even just something kind of cooler, just a little sweet notion here. The bowl in the picture, they could be up, until the nukes hit.
The nukes?
It's I don't know when I keep doing it. No, all my predictions are coming true lately. All my random ass predictions keep happening.
That whole like Iran deal thing happened.
I know, right?
It's house weed, right? So the picture in it, it's also it's our house weed.
Oh yeah, that's
right?
true. Yeah.
So something kind of cool about that too. All right, we'll get the.
I read some article on it though, and they said like it's just America that's like backing out. So like the European countries still have they still have a deal with Iran.
They all care about like not getting nuked. Yeah, everybody still cares about not getting nuked.
It's not really that big of a deal, but I guess it still kind of is because
just another step. So yeah, we'll take the lead there. Who knows?
You want a French press in it?
We've come. Yeah, I think. I think we should try it with it. Because in a place where we're drinking nice coffee, right?
Right.
We care.
None of that gas station coffee shit.
Yeah, it comes in handy, everyone.
Yeah. All right, let's see a picture.
Just take one hit because it's blazing fast, and we put it out, and so that. I'm gonna put it out now.
Okay. Let's see what we got. Oh, that's the coffee warehouse.
Oh wow,
Isn't that
place
crazy?
is pretty crazy. Yeah, that's fun.
It's like right.
That looks cool. Yeah.
It's only like 10 minutes away.
Oh, just to go and smell all those different bags. Yeah. Okay.
They're all raw beans though, so it's not like.
Oh, what? Raw beans don't have a smell like.
It's more like a tree, like organic kind of.
Oh,
it's not as like.
The aroma doesn't give off the tones. Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, so there's that one.
No. See, two from the top. We need an angle.
I got angles. Pat was telling me that Rick Agnew lived here.
Yeah.
That's fucking cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah. He came. It's like he ends up. I don't know if he'll ever come here again now that Glenn's dead. But he would come here. Like every couple of years, he'd end up here for something. Show up at a random party or something.
Yeah. I want to try and hit him up, see if he's down to play. That'd be cool, man.
Oh, that'd be trippy.
He played at my uncle's venue. Like, he played there all the time at the Cougar's Nest.
Mentioned that shit and mentioned that you're having shows. I bet he would totally, because he's not famous anymore. He's like
he's famous in the punk world or whatever, which is not
kind
much.
Kind of. Even that you start to get B-listed and C-listed. And shit.
I mean,
he's in the background.
Founding like fucking punks of Orange County. You know what I mean? Like,
I know. So that's your friend in the tutu.
They were only 14 when they started. Can you believe that shit? That's fucking
No,
cool.
I did not know that. They were only 14 years old.
Yeah.
That's badass
14.
shit.
A lot of them were 14 or 15.
It's just badass to be that fucking rebellious at 14, right? Like, good for you, right?
14 or 15, they were young. Like, there was one guy that was like older, and then like the rest of them were all pretty young.
I know a couple chicks. They smoked like fucking chimneys while they were pregnant, and everything turned out fine. Oh, I don't know. The kids aren't grown. I don't know if the kids are awesome, but they were smart and fine kids and grow. Didn't have an extra thumb or anything.
Full function.
Yeah. So here's what I mean. So I'll look at a video game, and the video game has been uploaded at, let's say, 240, right? But it gives you the ability to go for like 8 different other categories on up, right? Until you get into super high definition shit. So that it gets clear and clear and clear. So maybe it's saying something like that? Did that even make sense, what I just said?
I don't know. Yeah,
Do you ever use YouTube?
Yeah.
And do you ever increase the DPI on something?
Yeah.
I just do it when I'm watching video game movies. That's where you'd have to do it. Watching video games, right?
What do you mean video game movies? Like,
you don't even know what that's all about?
No, like, what do you mean?
All the best storylines are coming out in fucking video games, dude.
Oh,
right?
are you serious?
Where the writers have a chance to say like, oh, why don't you make, instead of like cramming a bunch of shit into 2 hours, take 10 hours, right? It'll take the gamers 100+ hours to get through it, but for the core story, oh, maybe you got like 10 hours to work with for awesome story making.
You watch the story of video games, but don't play the video games.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
totally. That way I don't have to waste. That way I don't have to waste all
Weird.
that time.
I've never heard of that.
Dude,
Ever.
that's part of being a fucked up passionate writer, right? That's part of it, right?
Yeah.
So and it also gets me aware
There's a
of
whole
all the cool,
genre to it.
all the
Yeah,
coolest
like-
shit that's going on in video games too now, right? I know I'm right up there with the fucking teenagers, right? I know more than you, I'm sure about that, right?
Like War of God or something like that? Or?
Oh, dude, you sound like Grandpa now, actually, right? You do. You just sounded so Grandpa when you said that.
That's the only one I know, so don't know.
Yeah.
But anyways, there's radical cool shit going on. And some of these video games, dude, and I've been showing Mary when they've blown away, the special effects are like if you're watching like Avatar, the movie, like all the way through, it's all just that. Like so good. So good.
You never want to...
A couple of times I was like, is that your video game thing? Or is
And I
it
won't do it
sci-fi
because I don't
movie?
want to waste 100 hours playing a video game. I'm
Oh,
a
yeah.
writer. Right?
Yeah,
I need
yeah.
to just get what's important going on there. I don't need to go ahead and go through the same puzzle over and over and like I don't get it and spend 3 days on something or whatever.
So what's your favorite video game story then?
And right now there's a good one called The Evil Within 2. That one's pretty neat. And the monsters that it throws at you, there's no kidding about this. They're straight out surreal pieces of art. They're beautiful, right? The monsters in that movie are surreal pieces. In that game are surreal pieces of art. They're beautiful,
Interesting.
trippy, meaningful. They're like meaningful monsters, right? But like I said, the storyline isn't some simple choppy up storyline. It's actually working on a couple levels, right? Right? Music. If you think about it, in a weird way, it's actually all about the pauses, right?
Yeah.
Sure, there's the variation on the stress of the notes and whatnot, but without pauses, you just have one long thing, right?
Yeah, variation of notes and stuff. I mean, it could still be rhythmic, but it just wouldn't be as pleasant.
It wouldn't be the same.
Yeah,
It'd be totally. And writing, of course, it's like majorly about pauses and breaks and when to end off a paragraph, a sentence. Create a like whole space break to imply like a new setting now, and the telling of a joke. Right? Timing is basically all about the like, how long is the pause for the giveaway, right?
Yeah.
Like versus the setup and all that shit. Guys, everybody sucks. I was talking to Mary earlier saying, if Naffa met any politician like it just feels like anywhere on earth, it wouldn't feel like you feel like butterflies or nervous or whatever. It would more just feel like contempt, like you're supposed to be the nobility of the world and you're just scum. You guys have all dropped the ball. The best among you are worse than the best peasants now, right? Like it's the middle. It's definitely not the aristocracy that's going to show the world nobility anymore. And sadly enough, it can't be from the lowest class either because they just don't have enough access to the right literatures and anything basically. So it's got to be the middle class. The middle class is the new nobility. But what do you see happening all over the planet right this second? Everybody's trying to squeeze out the middle class now. The middle class didn't exist like, what, even 200 years ago? There was no such thing anywhere on the planet, right? Maybe at certain points way back in the day there might have been, if Greece had a 2,000-year heyday, maybe there was like 150 where they achieved something close to what a middle class might have been, right? But basically, history doesn't have that. We have that now, but it looks like everybody's trying to squeeze it out again and create only the rich and the poor, right? Like it's happening everywhere. But only the middle class has a chance of being noble, and it might have something to do with the fact that they're positioned between the two evils. Right? But they're not evils, let's say extremes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're positioned between the two extremes. So they can be the tempered.
That makes sense. Because it's like, you're not like struggling to the point of where that's all you have to think about is like food
Is the
and like
struggle.
shit.
But you're not so involved in the capitalist grid where it's corrupted you basically through and through. And your family and your family's family and the whole line, and it's all just nobody even knows they're brainwashed or conditioned anymore. It's just the way they think is right.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Yeah, dude. Hyper-normalization. There's
hyper-normalization.
a great documentary called that, and it talks about that and like how like basically how like America got involved with like Syria and like the first like suicide bomber and like technology and how it's like this whole it's like this fucking beast that's like making people like be normalized to the point like where they don't even know what it would be like without it or whatever.
Now they're saying that cop that came up to the guy in the car and asked for his ID, when the guy pulled out his ID, shot him. Right? Now they're saying that cop was trained by this guy who goes all over America. Look, I see. I was talking and I coughed.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I get lost in my conversation. I don't even pay attention. Right? That happens. Okay, so Mary just saw this. It was, I don't know, it was a documentary or part of something.
No, it's a new show on HBO called
One of those
Wyatt's
stupid shows.
and Problems.
Right. So he goes all over America, and he straight out tells the cops, "We're in a civil war. They're the enemy. And says like you like pro-killing all the way, and gets even like crazy misogynist. Says like you'll never even have the best sex you ever had until you kill someone and go home after killing someone, basically, right? Like whips these cops into a killing frenzy.
Where is this?
He's a motivational speaker. He goes all over to all sorts of police academies or whatever it is, all over the United States.
That's fucking crazy. What's his name?
Fucked up shit. And he was the motivational speaker for the guy who ended up shooting the kid in the car. Probably if you look behind the scenes of a lot of those, you might end up seeing this guy's fucking thumbprint.
What's his name?
Basically saying that he has a warrior mentality.
Yeah.
It's straight out. We're in a civil war. He said they showed it. He straight out yelled at them that we're in a civil war.
What's
now,
the
I want
video?
you to imagine that we're in a civil war. So here I am, and I'm walking down the street, and they're coming at me, and they're in a civil war. And me, I'm thinking about the beauty expressed by Plotinus, right? But they see me as a civil war, right? Isn't that weird? I'm like, hey man, I'm trying to make a Plotinus, brother. He pulled out his Plotinus.
Yeah.
Tried to cast some sort of weird
It's
magic
crazy.
spell on me. It was like, Plotinus. You know, around that time, they were getting everybody. That was the beginning of a lot of those things, all the Hoover days and stuff, like
Isn't
the
that
beginning of
crazy,
these
dude?
stuff.
Yeah.
So they knew, they were seeing people getting off left and right. It could be comedians, it was writers, it was all sorts of people were being fucked with musicians. So.
You ever watch that? Remember that J. Edgar Hoover movie?
Probably not.
Yeah.
But I know all about him from writing stuff, from books.
Yeah, that's a fucking trip, dude. That whole thing is. I don't.
Dude,
Yeah.
what do you expect these? Yeah, exactly. But what do you expect these people to be non-trippy dudes? See what I mean? Isn't that weird? Like we do though. We expect that they were just going to be as normal. Maybe that's just what TV did to our minds. Right? People are normal. They're TV characters.
Yeah.
Right? The schizophrenia. Create the. But that's the power of fiction. Create fiction, introduce it to enough people, they think the fiction is the real. And in a weird way, fiction is the real because it was never any real to begin with. Right? How much fiction are you still being handed down from the Greeks, from the Assyrians? Right?
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's all I'm gonna say. The book is a drug. And if you can play with each chapter, it'll be flipping your consciousness each chapter. Like literally, it'll be flipping the way your mind's trying to deal with the reading, right? And it's like a drug, right? It's gonna psychoactively change.
Can't wait.
Anyway, so okay, but no, but now I just played up. But wait, because you'll see there are parts and it'll be dry. It'll be like, what the fuck, right? Just know you will have those moments. What the fuck? But if you keep up with it, you will also be going like, whoa, what the fuck? So you'll have both what the fucks.
Very cool.
Wait, God damn it.
I'm gonna make.
Talk to
What?
That's your fault.
It's not my fault.
Responsibility for others.
You gotta take responsibility for your own actions, though, right?
I know, but the good person starts to take responsibility for everything around him. Oh, I was just gonna take a hit.
Take it. Yeah. Okay.
Take the last hit. I get that's a bullshit thing, but it's also like it's what we want in our fairy tales, that's for sure.
Yeah.
We need more people trying to live up to those fairy tales instead of using logic to try and say fuck the world. Nah, dude, you're responsible for yourself. And you say, I understand that, But I also want to help you along the path too. Not you specifically, but you too
Yeah.
specifically.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah,
But,
yeah.
You know, like everybody. Anybody who gets past the filter. You're not recording, right? Are we recording?
I think I am. Yeah.